How's you going right there, eh? Here's part 2 of the cabin road. I didn't get it all done yet this year, but I was hoping to. But I ran out of time. So I'm just going to do a quick little run through the road here. See how it's holding up. Well, there's some coyote tracks. Heading up that way. I have to set a few standards out for those guys. So last year at this time I could barely drive through here with the four-wheeler. See down here, looks like the first culvert I put in washed out. That's not good. Haven't been up here probably a month. We had a lot of bad rain there. You can hear the water running down the mountain. So I actually wanted, before the end of the year, get in here and put more dirt on this culvert. Obviously I didn't. It's hard to tell where the water came from. What I also have to do, I have to dig a big sump hole right there before the culvert, the end of the start of the culvert, to catch all the silt so it doesn't fill the pipe up. A lot of water that comes down this mountain. This is just a big gut. Anything from that upper road, the water runs down, comes in this little valley here, right across to the lake. So there's another culvert right here, which I thought would also wash out. This one looks pretty good. I actually cut quite a bit of material out on the upper end of this, on the right hand side, and put it all on this side. So it actually worked out pretty good. All the organic material that I would scrape up, the trees, stumps, I would cast over as far as I could. So you can see them all over there on the far edge. And then any good gravel type material I would dig off and cast over onto the road here. And any rocks I would put over to the side here. I did this all the way up to save these rocks, so the organic stuff actually holds all the gravel in, kind of sandwiches it in, and so far it seems to be working pretty good. Some weasel tracks and squirrel tracks. So right along here I actually had to start swerving the road over to the left hand side. I hit bedrock. This is all rock here in this mound, which kind of sucks, but Anyway, it is what it is. Another big pile of rocks. Kind of left this little turnaround area here, or a little road that we could drive down to the lake. A little spring or something going on here. So I'm gonna have to put a culvert in. There's a huge rock that was in the middle of the road. Thought I had to cast out of the way. A bunch of organic stuff all on the side, all mounded up. This is, how could I say that? This is going to be a rough grade. Eventually, once I get the road poked in here, up here, a little further, up on the mountain, on the hill, I'm going to get some gravel, hopefully. And then once the road's in, I will top dress this whole road here with good gravel. Yeah, it's hard to believe the difference between the first video I did with the four-wheeler coming through here. This was actually quite a steep hill. I started, we used to go way over this way and then straight down. So what I started doing is cutting down onto the left here to make the slope longer. Here's a little path down in through here. Right by the lake I got three or four apple trees planted right there. And then right across, straight across, was the point where I'm going to have my cabin. And there's a deer trail and game trail, moose trail, everything kind of walks along the whole edge of the lake. So I'd be able to see it from the cabin. This spot here is where I'm hoping to make a gravel pit to top dress that the road, or anytime I need gravel. You can tell that mountain just keeps climbing and climbing. And then over on that way to the left, I'm going to cut a trail, and that's our food plot up there. We have that pond we built, that trout pond, and eventually I'm hoping to pipe it from up there to another pond I want to build, and then hopefully hook up a micro hydro buddy down here somewhere, and then be able to wire it to the cabin. So in this area there's probably 6 inches or foot of organic stuff. Then you get into probably 2 or 3 feet of like a sandy, silty, earthy mix, and then after that it's hard pan, 3 or 4 feet of good gravel, like pit run gravel. And then the odd rock. There's actually lots of rocks. As you can tell, there's those rocks. We grow rocks everywhere. So I keep casting them off to the side. Hopefully later on, if I need any, I can pick them up with the dump trailer, the tractor. Down here is that turnabout that I widened out a little bit more because it was a little narrow. I see a lot of water's been running down here. So I'm going to have to actually, right there where those big rocks are, eventually make a ditch all that, pitch all the water, and then run it down through towards those spruce fir boughs. So that culvert there is going to go right at the end of this, down here, where that real wet spot is. So this is the Corduroy Road. A lot of squirrel tracks in through here. This also, I open this up. This is try to make this a better trail for game trail. Those are the apple trees right there. That is the swamp. And then there's a big point right up here, I'll show you. And that's where I want to put the cabin. Yeah, this here is holding up really good. Let's see. There's the ends of the logs right there. Same deal here. Anytime there was a stump, organic stuff, not so good material, I would dump it on both sides of the road as far over as I could. This is a really low, swampy, wet area, so I'm using that to kind of sandwich and hold the good material that I'm putting in. So as you can see, I have a bunch of big cedar logs that I use as runners going parallel with the road. Then I started filling that up with dirt level. So there's actually 3 of them. The middle one here is done, so I gotta pull one of those ones over. So 3 big cedar logs. Bring some material in, top dress it to right flush with the top of those cedar logs. And then I put the corduroy in. Any logs or trees that I had laying around, spruce, fir, anything, cut them up, put them on top. It might be kind of hard to see here, but and then brought some dirt in and covered that up. So I just kept doing a bit by bit, one layer. There's also a bunch of tree boughs, tree branches down as kind of like a geo filter fabric to stop the migrating of the new soil that I'm putting in and the old soil that's there, the native soil. So I see there's some water running there. I gotta put a culvert in. That culvert just up here, I'm gonna cut that cedar log with the chainsaw, notch it. That middle one, once I put the middle one in here, and this one here, and put the culvert in up there as far as I can reach with the backhoe bucket. I'm going to dig a sinkhole, big sump hole, and catch all the silt. Looks like a set of mink tracks right there. I don't know how good this is going to turn out. Anyhow, try to get through here without getting soaked. Like I was saying, I was hoping to get this done at least to here this year. Then I could have drove in this winter. Once the road was frozen, I was hoping to drive in with the truck. I guess I could drive in, park there, take the 4-wheeler in, drive through here. This is actually a bad spot. I'll have to throw a bunch of logs down or something. Anyhow, so last winter I went through, cleared all the bottom branches off, opened all that up. Like I said, this here is a big swamp. That hill way up there, you can see a little valley going up through. That's where the field is. And the second pond will be up there. And then, with any luck, have the hydro water. Probably gonna have to have the spillway of the powerhouse going on this side of the road, on the right hand side of the road, so it doesn't mess the road up. So I figured I probably got about another 70-80 meters left of road. Like I said, I was hoping to get that done before the winter this year so that I could have come up and start dressing up the site. So there's the main part of the lake. It's not a very big lake. I don't know, kilometer long, kilometer and a half, I guess. And then this is the peninsula, or the point, that I want to put the cabin on. So right here's where the cabin's gonna go. This big pine tree here has got to go. There's a big bog down there, which I was gonna put a bunch of wood chips and have my vegetable garden down there. That's the swamp or bog. And then right over there's those apple trees that I got planted. So my plan is, not this winter, I guess next winter, I will have hopefully this all dug up. I think I'm going to put 4 posts, concrete posts down, those big foots, and pour a bunch of concrete in them. The front of the cabin will be pointing that way. Log cabin, something like 16 by 21, all cedar logs. So I will be cutting the logs way up there at the starting of the road in the winter and pull them across the ice, right up, across that swampy bog, right up around through here, and I'm going to build a rack right here on these trees that are right here in front of me, and then roll the logs on there, and then bring my mill in the spring or the summer, mill my logs, and hopefully put them on top of the footings that I make. So that's it. Talk to you later.